Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome you all for today's session on the value of PI, perspective, and innovation. We will delve into the significance of perception in shaping our comprehension of the world and how it can influence and drive innovation. I, CA Ashish Subedar, Chairperson, CP Committee, welcome you all for this great evening. Before we begin this event, we would like to thank His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq, our sponsors CBFS, and our corporate supporters and corporate members. I request everyone to please stand for our ICI motto song.
येष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति येष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति कामं 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 कामंशो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्लं तद्ब्रह्मा तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यधिकश्चन एतद्वैत 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 एतद्वैत.
Thank you. Please be seated. Now I request our Vice Chairman, CA Jim, for his welcome address.
A very good evening to all. On behalf of CA Sajeev Surendran, our chairman, I would like to welcome all of you. Today we have a well-known speaker here. Looking at the YouTube videos and all, I will say we have a celebrity with us, Dr. Virat. And the topic is also very interesting, value of PI. So I hope we will all enjoy today's session. Just few updates regarding the chapter activities. As you all know, we are in discussion with the Chamber of Commerce for the CFO training program. They are very positive. We have formed a committee for this. Initially, we planned to do it in Muscat only, but now they want to do the same in Salala and Sohar. So we need more members' support. Whoever is interested, you can come forward for this program. Our AGM is coming up. We are planning to have the AGM on 27th of this month. Hope soon you will get the notice. Then regarding the members' premium card, we are trying to add more supplies. So I hope you all will be taking the benefit of this. And the membership fees is due for the payment. Please make the payment also. So I don't want to stand between you and the speaker. I welcome all of you to once again. Thank you very much. Enjoy the event.
Dr. Virat, please come on the stage.
Thank you, Ashish. Good evening, everyone. How many of us over here know the value of pi? I'm not asking the pure mathematical pi. We all know that it is an irrational number having the value of 3.14, blah, blah, blah. Yeah? But the value of perception and how to bring introspection or innovation in our lives. Our eminent speaker for today, Dr. Virat Chirania, is going to enlighten us on this aspect of pi and to fine-tune that in our daily lives with mind management, observation and expression, better clarity. It is a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker, Dr. Virat Chirania, a mind coach with more than 15,000 hours of training experience across 12 plus countries worldwide. Viratji holds a PhD in emotional intelligence, and his unique sessions combine ancient wisdom with modern lifestyle in an impactful way. I would say I have observed this personally in the sessions and during his talks, as well as in his recently published book. Indeed, he is a Penguin best-selling author. He is a regular columnist with the Tribune. He is a TEDx speaker. Some of his TEDx talks include The Softest Skill, IIM Shillong, The Power of Belief, Gurgaon in February 23. He has had corporate engagements with Microsoft, Amazon, Hindustan Times, Standard Chartered Bank, Yes Bank, and as such, he has had 14 plus years of corporate experience in the corporate world in India and US. Presently, he is a director program in Art of Living Foundation. He had been a professor in management studies in Sri Sri University, and prior to that, he was a project manager in AT&T Seattle. He has had global footprints in USA, Canada, France, Germany, and the list goes on and on. He has been invited by several prestigious universities in India and abroad. To name a few, in India, IIT, Mumbai, Guwahati, IIM, Calcutta, Lucknow, Shillong, and our beloved institute, ICAI, and internationally in Washington University, Istanbul University, UCLA. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to the globe-trotting meditation teacher, Dr. Virat Chirania.
Thank you, Sangeeta ji. I'd like to start off by making you watch a video. Is that okay? Yes, no? So let's watch a video.
This is an awareness test. How many passes does the team in white make?
What's the answer? Some are saying 12, some are saying 13. Anybody for a different answer? 6, okay. Okay.
The answer is 13.
So we can clap for those who got
But
13.
did you see?
But,
Walking bear.
did you see the moon walking bear? Watch again. Do you see him? Okay, so most people do not see the moon walking bear. Yeah, you are a rarity. Yeah. But most people out there never see the moon walking bear. Why? Because the question was, how many passes does the team in white make? Yeah? And when you hear this statement, you tend to ignore everything else that's coming your way. Yeah. Did you actually not see the moon walking bear at all? Saw, but I didn't notice. What does that mean? Not aware. So did you see it or did you not see it? Okay, so let me ask you this question then. Who sees? When you say, I see something, who's seeing? The eyes see it? Okay, so have you had this experience where, say you're searching for your glasses or your keys, and they're right there in front of your eyes. Your eyes actually see the keys, but you keep searching anyway. Why? Because it's not registering. But are the eyes seeing it? Yes or no? They are seeing it, but you're still not seeing it. So then who sees? The brain. It's the mind which sees, isn't it? It's the mind which sees. Okay, so if the eyes are closed, will you see it? Will you see it? Yes or no? Really? If your eyes are closed, will you be able to see stuff? No, touch is different. But can I claim that my eyes are closed and I can see stuff? No. Right? Very few people have. So it's a combination. So actually, when you say I perceive the world, what is really happening? It's the mind which perceives, but the mind is not perceiving the world alone. The mind is perceiving the world via the five senses. Right? So when you say I hear, so many times you attend long board meetings. You do hear what is being said, but do you really listen? No, you just hear it. The waves, the sound waves come and hit the eardrums and it goes inside. But it does not register because the mind is somewhere else. Right? That's why they call them absent-minded people. Isn't it? Hannah. So hopefully you're not listening to me like that right now. Are you physically and mentally here? Yeah. Because in the Zoom world now, we have mastered this art of sleeping with our eyes open. Isn't it? We've done so many such meetings. You're even pre-programmed to nod after every 2 minutes. You're intelligent enough to fake attention, right? But that really, the mind really does not register. The mind is a very interesting phenomenon, right? It perceives the outside world, and then what does it do? It feeds that information to the inside world. Yeah? And based on that, some decisions are made. Yeah? But the mind itself is very, very interesting. Stanford, heard of Stanford University? Stanford did a very interesting study. They asked a lot of young people, they asked them this question, okay, if you want long-term, real-life success, which I'm sure everybody here in the room wants, you're already fairly successful, but nobody is allergic to more success, right? Right? If you're rich, you never say, oh, I'm rich, I don't need more money. Right? You of all people know this. Yeah. So they asked a lot of people, that, okay, what kind of skills would you need for real life, long-term success? So let me ask you this question. What do you think? If you want to make it big in life, what skills would you need in today's world? Leadership. All right, keep shouting. Communication skills. Emotional intelligence. Adaptability, attitude, like positive attitude, right? Okay, what else? Sorry? Long-term success for the next, say, 30, 40, 50 years till the time you're alive. However you define success for you, correct. So, however you define success, what skills would you need to achieve that success? Okay, give me one. It's difficult to get a simple answer out of a bunch of chartered accountants. It is the best answer in India. Yeah. So, sir, for you, what is the one skill you feel you need for being successful? Sorry? Calmness. Finally, I got the answer. Calmness, peace of mind. You want peace of mind or pieces of mind? Both are available. Okay, anybody else?
No, when you say long term, probably sustain the behavior or whatever. You have to be constant in whatever.
So consistency? Yeah, consistency is a skill you would need. Belief in your own vision, yeah. You need to have openness and clarity in what direction you're going. Anything else? Last couple of skills you would need? Art of telling lies. Look who's chartered accountants are talking here. Where everything's supposed to be black and white. There is no room for grey. Persist. Are you guys lawyers or chartered accountants? Honesty. Oh, so exactly opposite to what sir is saying. Honesty. Okay. So they did a study like this and they got thousands of answers in terms of what kind of skills do you need to be successful, and similar answers come up. They categorize these answers in primarily two types of skills. They said one type of skill is academic knowledge, right? How much do you understand your stuff, like whatever you are doing. And the second set of skills is what they classified under soft skills or life skills. And then they went one step forward and they asked people, okay, you need both, that is understood, but in what proportion? How much of your success will depend purely on academic knowledge and how much will depend on these soft and life skills? So what's your guess? 80% soft, majority soft? Emotional intelligence, so mostly soft. What, anybody else for a percentage split? 70, 30 academic, 70 soft. So this is typically, I've asked this question to thousands of people by now across the world, and this is what I usually get. And this is what the results of the survey also said, that majority, about more than 60 to 70% of real life long-term success depends on soft skills or life skills. And these were your answers also, right? Now let's look at these soft skills: communication skills, leadership ability, decision-making ability, performing under pressure, working in a team, consistency, discipline, passion, creative thinking, innovation, vision. All of these skills, the soft skills, where do they come from? Where is confidence, for example? Is it in your liver? Is it in your stomach? It's in the mind. Yes or no? Where is confidence? In the mind. Where is lack of confidence? Also in the mind, right? Where is concentration? In the mind. Focus, right? A very important skill if you want to make it big. So where is focus? In the mind. Achha, where is lack of focus? Also in the mind, right? So ultimately, for success, you need soft skills or life skills. And soft skills originate in the mind. How much do we know about the mind? What do we really know about the mind? When was the last time you were coached on how to deal with the mind? See, so many years of schooling and college and cracking one of the most difficult exams that you did. Did you ever have a subject on mind management? No. I've studied in India, I've studied in the US. In the last 2 decades, I've taught across some of the best institutions in the world. Nowhere I see a subject on mind management. Isn't that ironic? You're going to use your mind for everything that you do, personal and professional. Yes or no? Yeah. Do you realize you're using your mind right now? I'm talking to you, but in your mind there is a conversation going on. Either you're saying yes, 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 or you're saying no, no. Some of you are not here at all. Yeah. You're still wondering, should I go and get a second cup of coffee or no? Or you've already made dinner plans in your mind, isn't it? The mind is super tricky and very, very slippery. If I ask you, okay, who's your best friend in your life? What would the answer be? Your mind. And if I ask you, who's your biggest enemy? It's not your mother-in-law or your boss or the government. It is the mind. It is your own mind. This is what this is said in the Gita. The biggest enemy or the best friend is your own mind. Surprisingly, we don't know enough about the mind. The good news is the mind has certain rules. If I know these rules, the mind becomes my friend. If I don't know these rules, the same mind will become my enemy. Okay, let's do an experiment. Let's close our eyes. Now close both your eyes. एक आंख बंद करके क्या point है? Close both your eyes. Don't worry, it's safe. Yeah, nobody will steal your coffee. Close your eyes. Okay. Now, because all of you are such intelligent, smart people in this room, right now you can think about anything you want in your mind, you can think about anything you want, but do not think about a monkey. Definitely not a monkey eating a yellow banana. Do not imagine a monkey eating a yellow banana. Open your eyes. Kya dikha? What did you see? Monkey eating a yellow banana. Now, on a typical Thursday evening, do you see monkeys? Yeah, do you see them when you look in the mirror? You don't. Right now, why did you see monkeys? Because I told you, do not think about a monkey. Okay, so mind management 101. The first rule of the mind is, in the realm of the mind, whatever you resist will persist. And the harder you resist it, the stronger that thought is going to become. Now we sit here and smile, but this is what we do on an everyday basis. I'm on a vacation. I don't want to think about my boss. I don't want to think about my ex-girlfriend. I'm fasting. I don't want to think about food. What's going to happen? The mind is like a small child. Everybody here understands Hindi also? Okay. Thoda. The mind is like a small child, a chota bachcha. You take a small child and say, Beta, you can do whatever you want in this room. Just don't put your hand in the socket. All of you, most of you might have kids at home. What will the child do? Maybe otherwise it wouldn't have done it. But now that you said don't do it, there is a very strong urge to do it. Yeah? The mind does not listen to the intellect so easily. Okay. Have you had this experience when you're doing something, you know this is not good for you. You understand it completely. That ये जो मैं कर रहा हूँ, ये सही नहीं है मेरे लिए. I should not be doing this. And yet you do it anyway. How many of you had this experience? Raise your hands. Others are lying. 100% you have done this, where you're doing, see, you've had 3 gulab jamuns, and now you're going for the 4th one. What is the intellect screaming and telling you? Don't do it. Mote, don't do it. Not good for you. The mind will say, anyway, I've had 3. How will one more? Tomorrow I'm going to start gymming. No. Next one week I'm going to, something the mind will come up with a logical, legit reason to make a mistake. Right? The mind will make it okay for you to do what is convenient over what is right. Yes or no? Intellectually, we all understand this. But the mind, sorry? Yeah, that's how I noticed it. Today, no, because for so many years now I've been trying to work with the mind, and I have figured out ways to counter the logic. Yeah, it's always good. That's the problem, sir. I've never had a bad gulab jamun. The problem is that only, it's always very good. And people say, thoda sa taste karo. That's the trap. In my experience, they've been always ultra good, especially with vanilla ice cream on the top. Right? But, yeah. So from in Jaipur, they started this thing many years ago in weddings. Hot gulab jamun with vanilla ice cream on the top. And since then, it's a pandemic. Abhi kya karne ka fir man ka? It's not going to listen to logic. Right? Okay, let's do one more experiment. Close your eyes. I'll keep putting you through these close your eyes experiments. Don't worry. Keep your eyes closed, and I'll ask you a few questions. You raise your hands to answer those questions. How many of you have one habit which you want to give up, but you're not able to give it up? Close your eyes and raise your hands. Keep your eyes closed, raise your hands. Okay, hands down. How many of you would like to start a new habit which is good for you, but you're not able to start? Raise your hands. Keep your eyes closed. Okay, hands down. How many of you feel that, I think and overthink way too much? If I can cut that down, life will be good. Raise your hands. पूरा दिन दिमाग में कुछ ना कुछ चलता ही रहता. Okay, hands down. And last, how many of you feel that, oh, if I have better control on my tongue, definitely life will be better? Raise your hands. Relationships will be much better. Okay, hands down, eyes open. Survey results. About 80% hands went up for the overthinking part. And the other three questions, about 60% hands roughly went up. Now see, a bunch of experienced, smart people struggling with a very simple thing, because the mind is not cooperating. Isn't it? Yes or no? Yeah? So, how do I then deal with the mind? Because I can't deal with the mind from the level of the mind. That much I know for sure, right? The mind has one very interesting tendency. You know what the mind does? It's like a pendulum. The mind oscillates between the past and the future, past and the future, past and the future, all the time. Yes or no? Happens to you? It won't take your permission. It'll just go. Right? You'll be in the middle of a conversation and the mind has gone somewhere into the future. Right? And you're wondering, what is wrong with me? Right now I'm in this important meeting and the mind is thinking about something completely nonsensical, which you know is not important. But aadat se majboor. Right? Now when the mind goes in the past, certain kind of emotions come up. What are the emotions associated with the past? Memory of all the failures. So what else is associated with the past? Nostalgia to some extent. Yeah? But there are some very strong emotions with the past. Which kind of sadness? What is the emotion? Grief, regret. Very strong emotion with the past, right? This shouldn't have happened. Aisa nahi hona. I wish I could change that. Regret or guilt or anger. Do you realize anger is always about the past? I mean, you can't be angry about the future. No, it's not happened yet. You're angry about something that happened in the past. Okay, when the mind goes in the future, what kind of emotions come up? Fear. Isn't it? Anxiety. Isn't it? And now, see, look at the world we live in. It's super unpredictable. Super uncertain. Yes or no? Yeah. Your kids are now, going to work with technologies which are not even born yet. They're going to work with companies that don't exist right now. Everything is going to change. It took, 50 years for the television to cross 1 million users. It took 2 years for Facebook to do that. Right? Very, very uncertain, right? March 2020, we all had plans. And then something else. ChatGPT is already there. So when you think about the future, definitely there is anxiety. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What about my children? What about my family? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Now, when this happens too much, past, future, constant thinking, a beautiful 6-letter word is introduced in your life called stress. Yeah. That's where stress comes. The antidote to stress is the mind in the present moment. Right here, right now. Whenever that happens, you will realize that the state of the mind is very different. The way you perceive the world is very different when the mind is in the present moment. Children always have their mind in the present moment. Have you seen kids? Yeah. Have you seen a kid sit and say, Mera kya hoga 20 saal baad? That doesn't happen to them. They're so much in the moment. But a child does not have the intelligence that you have. It has innocence, but it does not have the intelligence. Yeah. People who have a lot of intelligence somehow are robbed of their innocence. Isn't it? Ideal combination is intelligence and innocence together. Yeah. But the mind in the present moment is a priceless ability. Is it easy to do? So, come on, now, keep your mind in the present moment. It'll take few seconds, it'll be there and then gone. And the harder you try to hold it, what will happen? It'll rebel even more. Well, come on. Now, only focus on this discussion right now. They'll say, "Abhi to main nahi karega. ये छोड़ के बाकी सब करेगा. तुमको जो करना है करो." Isn't it? Yeah, it's very tricky. The mind is very, very slippery. But it does have the ability to be in the present moment if you train the mind to do so. Now tell me this. If I want to keep the mind in the present moment, because perception, the quality of perception is directly connected to how much my mind is in the present moment. If you're preoccupied, will you be able to perceive clearly? You won't be able to perceive so clearly, right? Everything will be clouded, cluttered. Isn't it? See, I live in Bombay. From my house to the airport in Bombay on a Monday evening takes about 1.5 hours. But from my house to the airport, Sunday morning 4 a.m. takes 20 minutes. What changed? Traffic. It's the same road, it's the same car, it's the same person driving. Everything else is same. What is the only parameter which changes? Traffic. And suddenly, what should have taken me 20 minutes now takes me 1.5 hours to achieve. Right? Just like that, in your mind, there is a traffic jam of unnecessary thoughts. Yeah? So much distraction, so much of a traffic jam that jo kaam ab 20 minute mein kar lene chahiye, a task which should be done in 20 minutes, a report which can be finished in 20 minutes is now taking you 1 hour to do. So is your perception high quality or low quality when this is happening? It's low quality, right? And look at how your day goes on. You get up in the morning, still you're sharp. But as the day goes on, and by the evening now, unless you get your chai, life is difficult. The perception goes down even further. Yes or no? Yeah. If I want to keep the mind in the present moment, I will take help of something which is already in the present moment. Yes or no? See, if I want to draw a straight line, what will I do? I will use a scale, a ruler. But why? Because it is already straight. By virtue of it being straight, if I use a ruler, my line will come out to be straight. Now, what is it that you have which is always already in the present moment? You have something like that. The breath. Isn't it? Are you breathing? Check. Are you breathing? Can you breathe in the past? Can you say, tomorrow I'm very busy, let me stock up some breath? Very funny when people say, सांस लेने की भी फुर्सत नहीं है. Thank God, सांस is involuntary. Otherwise, you'll be very low on your priority. Huh? Breath is the most important part of your life, isn't it? What was the first thing you did when you were born? Before you cried, you actually took a breath in and then you cried. Isn't it? The first act of life was a breath in. And what is going to be the last act of your life? One last breath out. The air is going to go out of your nostrils and is going to refuse to come back in. And then, hopefully, others will cry. If you've lived your life well, hopefully there will not be a party. Gaya. Isn't it? Now, how much do we know about our breath? What do we know about our breath? When was the last time somebody coached you on your breath? So many years of schooling, college, so many other skills we have learned. Nobody told us about breath. You take it totally for granted. है ना कि breath में क्या है? सांस तो चल रही है ना? There are so many secrets in the breath. Do you know an average human being just uses 30% of their lung capacity? 70% of your lung capacity is wasted. In the COVID, one of the main things was immunity. Yes or no? Immunity is directly connected to your breath patterns. The mind is directly connected to the breath. Okay, tell me this. How do you breathe when you are angry? Short and fast? Yes or no? Anybody with an exception here? No. Everybody will breathe the same way, no matter who you are, where are you from, what profession, what religion, what country, does not matter. If you're a human being and you experience anger, your breath will go Automatically ये होने ही वाला है. Okay, how do you breathe when you are relaxed, chilling? You take a nice breath in. How do you breathe when you smell a rose? Nobody goes, nice breath in. How do you breathe when you're sad? When you're like, very dull? How do you breathe? You exhale more, you don't inhale so much. आए बढ़ते ना लोग. You exhale more. Yeah? Okay, $1 million question. Let us see how much you know yourself. You have spent your life knowing so many other things. Okay, before this, I'm going to deviate and take you into a story. You want to hear a story? Answer is yes. Do you want to hear a story? Let's try this one more time. See, if you keep saying yes, no, something, no, you'll be awake. Yeah, it'll be nice. Yeah, if you participate. See, ये session attend करने के दो ही तरीके हैं. या तो भाग लो, या तो भाग लो. So पहले वाला, participate. There is this scholar, very learned man, very intelligent, very scholarly man. He wants to go across the river. There is a boatman there, very simple guy. Scholar tells the boatman, hey boatman, will you take me across the river? The boatman says, sure. And they start going into the boat. Little bit into the river, the scholar asks the boatman, hey boatman, do you understand mathematics? Have you learnt maths? The boatman says, nahi sir, I've never been to school. So the scholar says, Arey, see, if you understood maths, you would have understood profit loss, investments, you would have been richer, more successful. 25% of your life is a waste if you don't know maths. What a loss. The boatman just smiles, what to do now? They go further into the river, and the scholar asks the boatman, hey boatman, do you understand astronomy? Can you read the stars? And the boatman says, no sir. And the scholar says, Arey, see, if you knew the language of the stars, you could have navigated through the river even in the night. You could have done business in the night also, charged a surcharge and made more money. Yeah, for a person like you, knowing the stars is very, very important if you get lost in the sea and all of that. Another 25% of your life is a waste. 50% जीवन तो व्यर्थ है तुम्हारा. The boatman smiles. And they go further into the river. And then the scholar says, hey boatman, do you understand physics? Have you learned physics? So बोलता है नहीं sir. बोलता है अरे see, if you knew physics, you would know the shape of the boat, the friction of the water, how to row. With less effort, you would have gone faster onto the waves. क्या तुमने क्या किया जीवन में भाई? Another 25% of your life is a waste if you don't know physics. तो कितना प्रतिशत जीवन व्यर्थ हो गया? 75% of the life is a waste. Boatman just smiles, what to do? Now they are in the middle of the river. And the boatman realizes that there is a hole in the boat and the water is seeping in. And then he stands up to jump into the river to save his life. And before he jumps, he looks at the scholar and says, sir, do you know how to swim? And the man says, no. He says, well, 100% of your life is a waste right now. And he says, bye, and jumps into the river. So go enjoy your physics and astronomy and mathematics and all the other degrees that you have and all the other skills that you have. What are you going to do? There is a hole in the boat. When I heard this story, I said, this is the story of my life. I've spent so much time, effort, and money to accumulate skills which are going to make me materially successful. But I don't know how to be happy. I don't know how to enjoy my own company. I don't know what is the purpose of my life. I've never asked these questions. I've spent so much of my time just accumulating these skills. Isn't it amazing how this works? This is also perception. How do I see the world? What is important to me and what is not important to me? You want to hear another story? Yes. I trained you, some time ago. Answer is yes. देखो मैं तो वैसे भी सुनाने ही वाला हूँ. But it's nice to give you an illusion of democracy. But this is one of my favorite stories. So, India is one of the most invaded countries in the history of the world. And thousands of years ago, India was one of the richest countries in the world. And that's why we attracted a lot of foreigners. For various reasons, we were very advanced and all of that. So, do you know who were the first people to invade India? Who came first? Sorry? So which part of the world did they come from? Mongol, I think before the Mongols came, before that came the Greeks. The first attempt was by Alexander, which was about 300 BC. And Alexander was out for a world victory, and the last part of the known world that time was the Hind Kush, the Himalayas. And Alexander came into India, and then, of course, there was a mutiny, and he was forced to leave India. He could not conquer India. He penetrated Punjab, and then he had to withdraw. But when Alexander was going back, he was told that before you come back from India, make sure you bring along from India an Indian mystic, एक साधु को पकड़ के लेके आना, because these guys are very advanced as far as mind and spirituality and all this is concerned. So bring back a yogi with you. So Alexander tries to call the yogis. Nobody wants to come with him to Greece. He tries to give them money. Still nobody wants to come. So he goes into the forest to catch hold of a yogi to take along. So there's a very interesting conversation that happens over there. So Alexander goes into the forest and he sees one of the famous saints of that time sitting in the forest, lying down rather in the forest, and he's not wearing any clothes, and he's looking into the sky. And Alexander goes to him and says, excuse me, what are you doing? And the yogi says, well, I'm experiencing infinity. And then the yogi asks Alexander, by the way, what are you doing? And Alexander says, I'm conquering the world. And they both laugh loudly, each thinking the other is such a fool. Alexander says, look at this man, what a waste. दिन में लेटा हुआ है जंगल में, कपड़े वपड़े भी नहीं पहने, कुछ काम नहीं कर रहा, आसमान में देख रहा है, बोलता है I'm experiencing infinity. What a waste of time. इसलिए थोड़ी हमको जीवन मिला है. And the sadhu, the yogi feels, look at this idiot. He's left his house millions of miles away, roaming around the world, trying to conquer the world. What a waste of a life. क्या करेगा conquer करके, मरने तो वाला है. Now, who's right and who's wrong? See, Alexander, when he was growing up, he heard stories of Greek heroes. And Greek mythology is about achievement, about power, Hercules. It's about accumulate and achieve, be the man, be the power. And there is only one life, don't waste it. Fatafat, as soon as possible, show to the world your strength. That's the story that he grew up on. The Indian yogi grew up on a different story. He was told, what is the point of achieving? Anyway, you're going to die. Right? Acha, if at all you have to conquer, what should you conquer? Your own senses, your mind, your ego. Yeah? If at all you have to conquer, conquer that. Yeah? Conquer your breath, conquer the state of the mind. Yeah? That is worth conquering. And anyway, it is not one life. You have to come again and again and again. What is the hurry? Chill. पुनः पुनः क्या है बॉस, क्या करने का है, क्या उखाड़ लोगे तुम? पूरा संसार तो पार करना है, मोक्ष पाना है. Right? That's the story he grew up on. Who is right and who is wrong? It is a matter of perception, isn't it? What is your belief system? Where would you like to put in your time, effort, and money? These are the three things you spend. Yes or no? In your life, if you want to grow, you invest rather, not even spend. You invest your time, effort, and money. Now, at least make an informed decision about this. You can spend it wherever you want, but don't at least be robotic about it. At least sit with yourself and come to a point of introspection. Okay, I have lived my life for X number of years already. It's gone by like this. 30, 40, 50 years of life has already gone by. Yes or no? Do you realize this? It's already gone by. I have Y number of years in front of me. Whatever, 20, 30, 40, 50 years are there in front of me. Out of that also, there are many challenges. Health is a big challenge in this onward journey now. Right? Now, where do I want to spend my time, effort, and money? What is it that I really want? How do I want to envision the next 20, 30 years of my life? When the time comes for me to leave this body, which is going to happen and can happen anytime. Yes or no? Can you be 100% sure with whatever models of statistics you apply that today is not the last day of your life? You can't, I mean, chances are very high. 99.99999% today is not the last day of your life. May God give you a very long, healthy, happy life. But can you be sure? You can't be sure. But you live as if you're living forever. Isn't it? Yeah. It can. Kabhi bhi. Sorry, what? I missed it. CA joke. Yeah. Which is true in your world. Hai na? Yeah. What about the balance sheet of life, boss? So, for that, you need to pause. Typically, we don't pause. We are forced to stop, and that is called sleep. Every day, we are forced to stop. That is called sleep, but we never intentionally pause and say, okay, hold on. Before I go on to the next day, and to the next meeting, and to the next year, and to the next decade, hold on. What is it that I want in my life? And and it's not enough to answer what is it that I want. Oh, I want happiness. So what are you going to do about it? You keep saying I want happiness, I want health, but you take no action towards that direction. You keep doing what you're doing, and yet you want a different result. It's not going to happen. Oh, I want peace of mind. How committed are you towards your peace of mind? What are you going to do about it? It's not going to happen like that. Some things will need to be changed. Some new learning will have to be done. Some old things have to be unlearned. Yes or no? I'm not going to change my lifestyle, and yet I expect that I'm going to get respect, that I'm going to get peace. It's not going to happen. So when you introspect, for sure, you will notice the connection between the breath and the mind. We come back to the $1 million question. How do you breathe when you are scared? Have you noticed it ever? Dar lagta hai jab. Whenever you have experienced fear, how do you breathe? Is it fast? Is it shallow? Is it breathless? You actually don't breathe for a split second. You stop your breath. You see some... You arrest your breath in your chest. And then, of course, whatever reaction happens, happens. But this is amazing. All these years, something changed in your mind, an emotion changed in your mind, and your breath correspondingly changed. An emotion caused an actual physiological change in your breath. Now, if my emotion can change my breath, then logically and scientifically, the reverse is also true. Which means my breath can change the way I feel in my mind. And we all want to feel good, right? Yes or no? I want to feel energetic, I want to feel positive, optimistic, peaceful, happy, But I cannot tell my mind, chalo, okay, now let's feel happy. It's not going to work. But if I go via the breath, the mind listens to my suggestions. Only the breath can train the mind to change its habit. But again, we don't know enough about the breath. And when we do that, when we go via the breath to the mind, that is called meditation. One of the ways of meditation, one of the easiest and the most profound ways to meditate is to approach the mind via the breath. So instead of me talking about meditation, shall we do a short guided meditation? Yeah? बात करके क्या फायदा है? करते हैं अपन. Right? Let's do a short guided meditation. So simple. Have you ever taken a massage? Taken, no, leg massage or head massage, something. When you take a massage, what do? Nothing. You offer your body. ये अपुन बैठा है, तुपुन को जो करना है करो. You do what you need to do, right? If you try to do something, the masseuse is going to tell you, boss, you don't do anything, I will do. Yes or no? Yeah. Meditation is a massage for the mind. You do nothing. You will just sit with your eyes closed, and whatever basic instructions I'm going to give you, you listen very innocently. ज़्यादा दिमाग नहीं लगाना है उसमें. Yeah? You just let go. Whatever instructions I'm going to give you, you follow those instructions innocently. Yeah? Whatever is happening, you let it happen. Few things we keep in mind. One, in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, Krishna talks about meditation and says the first rule of meditation is switch off your cell phones. So let's do that. Take out your jigar ka tukda. Go on, take it out and put it on silent. And check for alarms. It should not ring or alarm or vibrate and all of that. Can we do that so that it doesn't disturb? Otherwise, in the middle of the meditation, because of you, somebody else, everybody else gets inconvenienced. That's not fair. Sure, everybody? Okay. Second rule of meditation is, you're sitting on the chair, your feet, can I have a chair? Yeah. So if you can just put it on the... So when you're sitting on the chair for your meditation, your weight needs to be on both the feet equally. And your spine is erect. You can support the tailbone against the chair, but don't slouch. You sit up tall and your weight is on both the feet equally. Your palms are resting on your knees open to the sky. Palms are resting on your knees open to the sky. This is the position in which we sit. Okay. Throughout the meditation, once we start, our eyes will remain closed. Is that okay? अभी देख लो रूम में क्या देखना है आपको? You want to count the number of bulbs? It'll be exactly like this when you open your eyes. But in the middle of the meditation, if you open your eyes and peep around, your experience will fizzle out. ठीक है? So you keep your eyes closed till I ask you to open your eyes. Is that a commitment? Can we manage that? Super. And then don't try hard to concentrate or imagine or do anything of that sort. You let go. Yeah? Don't try hard, don't put any effort. Yeah? Whatever is happening, you let it happen. Just consciously relax. And keep some awareness on the breath. Yeah? If the mind is drifting away somewhere, bring it back to the breath. Yeah? Just keep consciously taking deep breaths in and out. Is that okay? All right. Are we ready? Okay. Can we dim the lights, please? And we can remove our glasses. चश्मा उतार दीजिए, वैसे भी आंखें तो बंद है ना? Remove your glasses. If you have any very tight leather wristwatch or something which is very tight on your body, keep it at a side. So you have to sit comfortably. For the meditation, you need to be in a comfortable position. Okay, now let's close our eyes. Aankhein band. For some time, we'll keep our eyes closed. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Take another deep breath in and breathe out completely. Hanji, how was it? Superb, relaxing, good. Huh? कैसा लग रहा है? How are you feeling? Very nice, relaxed, little bit sleepy for sure. Sorry? Insightful. See, how's the mind right now? Calm. ठहराव महसूस हो रहा है? Like you're running, and then you stop. You pause. Can you feel like that? As if you've paused, the mind has paused. Yeah? Such a beautiful feeling, no? This is how the mind is so subtle, so relaxed, centered, rested. Do you know you meditated for 15 minutes? Did you feel the time? 15 मिनट हमने अभी ध्यान किया. पता लगा आपको? नहीं लगा. Meditation is very simple and yet very powerful. If somebody tells you, oh, meditation does not work for me, or it's difficult, they're reading the wrong books. But you need a little bit of training. It's so beautiful. If you can feel like this during the day, more and more, don't you think you'll make better decisions with this state of mind? Yes or no? You'll be happy, healthy. And when you feel like this is what you will spread. Now, this state of mind, when you take at home or into your office, then this is what you will spread. If you're sad and irritated and angry, that is what you will spread. Yes or no? The good news is it does not take hours and hours to do this. Every day, if you cultivate a practice, 25, 30 minutes is enough. That much is enough for the mind to become trained to do this. When I started meditating about 20 years ago, I used to feel I can't do that. I can't sit in one place and close eyes. You tell me to work, I can do that for hours. But sitting and doing nothing was very difficult to begin with. Then I learned it the right way. Luckily for me, I found a workshop by the Art of Living. I was in college in those days. And luckily I chanced upon that workshop. And when I learned it the right way, it became very easy. And now I've been doing it for so many years. It is priceless, this thing. You change so much. Your perception, observation, expression, everything changes. So, one thing I would like to tell you is this. You learn meditation and practice it every day. The breath is extremely powerful. It's magical. So do something about it. When you get a chance, or actually create that chance. Take that step now. That I'm going to go and learn. Wherever you go, it's okay. But you go and learn. I've been traveling around the world last so many years teaching this workshop. And the results are phenomenal. I have so many students who come and tell me, all kinds of students. They share how my life has changed so much. I used to be an extremely angry person. Extremely short-tempered. And I used to think there's no solution to my anger. Now it's not there. I used to take many medicines for pains and aches, even as a young person. Now that's not there. My relationship was not so great with people. Now it's much better. I did this when I was in college, so my concentration improved so much. Any questions? Anybody or anybody wants to share anything and ask it? Anytime you can meditate. No, you can meditate anytime on a relatively light stomach. If you've had lunch or dinner, then you wait for about 1 or 2 hours. But otherwise, any time is fine. But you'll have to learn how to do it properly. See, watching YouTube videos will not change your life. Even attending talks like this will not change your life. Reading books will not, in a concrete way, change it. But if you learn and do it, even if it is 15-20 minutes, that doing is far more valuable than just hearing about it. Like we did something now. If I would have given you a presentation on meditation, क्या उसका कुछ नहीं है. Experience is important. Yes, sir.
What I feel, the nature is provided an inbuilt mechanism in this meditation device called mind. By default, if you are in a particular state of mind, relaxes, contracts, quiets, it exhausts. In the crowded local trains, the way people take a nap is more relaxing than 15 minutes of meditation.
You know, a nap is very different from a meditation. We all take naps.
When you take a nap, what is that? Mind is relaxed.
Yeah, no, that's what.
The mind is relaxed.
No, it's sleeping. Sleep is a very different state of mind. Yeah. Sleep, there is rest, but no awareness. Isn't it? When you sleep, sleep is essential. Sleep is the longest uninterrupted activity your brain does. And there is so much research now on how critical sleeping is. But
You make any percentage of time you sleep also.
it's not, you call it sleep because you have no other reference point. When you start meditating, because the only other reference point we have of a state like this is sleep. So हमको लगता है मैं तो सो गया था. I thought I slept off. But sleep, that's what I'm saying. Sleep has rest but no awareness. Meditation has rest and awareness. So
The percentage of time you have slept, sometimes you are aware that you are meditating, and suddenly you are out.
yeah. See, if sleeping would have been the solution, then a large population of the world would not have been stressed. Because everybody sleeps, isn't it? And yet we find that there is immense value in meditation as a practice. Like fitness or yoga or exercise has an immense value in keeping the body fit. There is immense value. And this has been your experience just now, isn't it? Just now you did it for 15 minutes and you felt relaxed, felt nice. If this becomes a habit, then the mind is like that more and more throughout the day. Not just after you meditate, but you learn how to elongate this feeling throughout the day. And that's where the magic is. Because while I'm busy, while I'm in the meeting, while I'm running around, if I can be relaxed, then that's, everybody's relaxed in the night when you're lying down. But can you be relaxed in the middle of a chaotic situation? That training is meditation. You come and experience it. That's how I will say it. आप आके करके देखो. Because no amount of, unless you experience it, it's not, so you experience it. Isn't it? Like if you tell somebody who's never had mango milkshake, you can show an entire documentary on mango milkshake, they'll still not get it. But one taste, one sip of that is enough. So, in fact, we are here. We have some workshops lined up. If you can show up on any of these workshops, Sangeeta ji has all the details. There is a leadership and meditation workshop that's 15th to 17th, and there is a yoga and meditation workshop that's 18th to 20th happening in Muscat. So if any of you want to give it a shot, you can come. We can take 1 or 2 questions more and we'll wrap up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, it is true. That's why I'm quoting it. No, 20 years is a lot. Engineering final year, you've seen stress to decent amount. And okay, so now you're stressed, no? So now you need it even more. So there's always a might and no. No, I'm also saying for the benefit of everybody only. Why would I lie on this forum? No. I was stressed and I was angry, and after I meditated, my anger went away. It's as simple as that. Where is the complication in this? Even if you sleep during the meditation, the quality of that sleep is much, much deeper than regular sleep. So that's the beauty, that even if you fall asleep, you're still benefiting rather than just sleeping. So, and in the beginning that will happen, then you will be able to differentiate between a sleep and a meditative experience.
Can I say that it is a simple thing of disconnecting yourself
Correct.
with the rest of the world,
Correct.
you get relaxed.
Correct. Absolutely. That is meditation, disconnecting with the rest of the world. You initially, there are many schools of meditation and many ways to meditate. For us, we initially go via the breath and then we drop that also. So, so that the mind does not go anywhere else, you bring it to the breath. And then as you keep going deep in meditation, the breath also moves away on its own. And then you're just in that trance kind of a state. So you don't. What did we learn? The harder I try to restrict my thought, the more it'll come. So you let go of the thoughts and slowly the thoughts will start settling down and you will have moments of thoughtlessness in a meditation, and that few moments of thoughtlessness are enough to give you very deep rest. Cool? Great. I think in the interest of time, वो करना पड़ेगा, मगर पॉइंट यही है, हम सब जानते हैं, बट कुछ उससे होने वाला नहीं है. आई कैन गिव हाँ, वो करना पड़ेगा. सो आई अंडरस्टैंड, ओके, प्राणायाम है, ये है, एक्सरसाइज है, मेडिटेशन के 50 तरीके हैं. सो माई ओनली सबमिशन इज, आर वी डूइंग इट? Whatever school you believe in, however you want to disconnect or connect or do whatever, is it a consistent practice? Otherwise, the benefits are only on paper and it is just a concept. Unless even if you do 10 minutes of anything on a consistent basis, which is going to relax your mind and give you that peace, that is far more valuable than not doing anything at all. Or, so given your life, you don't have too much time, but if you can include some kind of a practice, go to some training, learn it the right way, for sure. Don't experiment on YouTube and mindfulness apps. Learn it the right way and then do it. That will be the game changer. Isn't it? Yes or no? So that's the takeaway, that I do something about it from now. Yeah. Cool. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Viratji, for this beautiful and enlightening session. I remembered one quote after doing the meditation: mind is a beautiful servant but dangerous master. So really, if we control the mind, we can conquer the world. So may I now request Secretary C.A. Gaurav to present a bouquet to Dr. Virat. And may I request Vice Chairman C.A. Jim to present memento from ICI Muscat to Dr. Virat. C.A. Shilpa for vote of thanks. Then we'll have 2 group photos, one with MC and one with entire audience.
Thank you, Ashish. I'm honored by this privilege of giving the vote of thanks. Thank you so much, Viratji, for such a beautiful, I cannot even express what I felt. I do practice meditation and I agree with you completely that it completely changes what you are, your perspective towards things. Life gets easier. It gets so smooth that you cannot even imagine that the obstacles just go away, right? So thank you for bringing this towards us. You are a Dr. Virat, but it felt like you were a friend giving us a helping hand and taking us in our journey. So thank you so much. In the formal vote of thanks, I also would love to thank our sponsors, CBFS, for providing us with this room, for all the facilities, and for always being there with us in all our events. Thank you to the audience for coming in large numbers to make this event a grand success. I hope I'm not missing out on any. Oh, yes, a big thank you to Ashish and Sangeeta for organizing this. And thank you.